Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is February 13, 2024, and today is Tuesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Bitcoin tops 50K for the first time in over 2 years. But first, looking at today's major economic events. So we start out the day at 9 a.m. South African time, first out of Great Britain, a Claimant Count Change number, and then at 3:30 South African time out of the United States, a monthly CPI number coming out. Now looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the euro tapers lower after that bounce. And looking at the indices, the NASDAQ retreats while the Dow Jones remains unchanged. Looking at commodities, gold actually unchanged while oil pushing higher. Now looking at the stock, tech stocks kind of tapered lower just like the NASDAQ did. And lastly, as we spoke about before, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin pushes above 50K. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. First with the Euro USD, this is what I'm talking about. Tapering lower. It's barely tapering lower. It's 20 pips. It's not a big deal. But it's still on a downwards momentum. And that's something to just keep in mind because this may accelerate at a certain point. So you do want to know that it's still on a downward spiral and on a downwards trend, and could be using this 8-day moving average as a resistance level as we're pushing lower. Now, we did have support at 107.33, but I would love to see a double bottom there before anything else. Now, jumping into commodities, gold didn't do anything, still at 2022, 2024 yesterday, so it really did nothing. Looking at crude oil, we're pushed higher. Now, this has been beautiful, and I've mentioned this several times. It's been trading in a range between $78 and about $70. It's been bouncing back and forth, and we're getting closer to that 200-day moving average where it's resistance-ish level. So if you're in it, you might want to unload here a little bit, as this is really making its course on the top of the move. Now looking at the US markets, first on the Dow Jones, unchanged, 38,865 on its highs, didn't retrace. If you look at the bank stocks, they're still relatively strong. However, the NASDAQ did retreat after hitting those new all-time record highs, 18,100-ish level, retreated about 150 points. Not a big deal. But if we look at the stocks, they also retreated, okay? Apple retreated to 187. If we look at the big players that moved us higher to new all-time record highs, it was Microsoft, retreated from 420 down to 415. If we looked at Facebook, it retreated as well. And NVIDIA as well did retreat as well. Does this mean that the markets are selling off and then changing? No, it just means it's a retreat. Let's just keep an eye on it to see how it's going to push higher or not. Maybe it's going to start making a correctional move, but it's going to let you know that. Okay, that's the big deal with the financial markets, is generally speaking, when there is a correction, they're going to give us a little bit of a heads up. Now, looking at Bitcoin, look at this. This is a weekly chart of Bitcoin. Now, it's back above 50K for the first time in over 2 years. And now it's raising some eyebrows, okay? Number one, because there's an acceleration of volume, as you can see there, okay? And there's an acceleration on the upside. Together, okay, that means there are real players, real buyers in the market, okay? If you look at the previous volume previously, it was much less. So keep this in mind. This is a big play, and we may even see it go back to 60K. Who knows? But the thing is, from day to day, it's a play, okay? And it's still relatively strong. I mean, if we look at a 4-hour chart, let's just look at it. It just exploded yesterday, okay? And that's what we've said. It usually consolidates and then pushes higher. Consolidates, pushes higher, or sells off. But right now, it's just pushing higher, okay? So if you're in it, if you're watching it, if you're day trading it, it's a really great asset to do it because it's got the volatility. This is Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.